Good morning, kindergarten. Who do I have here? Do you know her? Do you know her? Her name is
Rumi Dojo.
Rumi Dojo. She's my daughter. Of course you know her. She was in the Silly Songs movie with me, and we had a lot of fun with that. I hope you guys have watched that at least a couple times. Hey, if you are bored, you should watch that at least one time a day, right?
Yes.
Should they do all 3 songs? Whoa, this just got a little shaky. All 3 songs, 2 songs, 1 song. What do you think? What
All
should they?
3.
All 3. You should do all 3 songs several times a day. If you're looking for it, you can find it. Mom and Dad can help you maybe in Google Classroom. You can look under. Is it assignments? What is that called? I think it's assignments.
I think it's classroom.
In the classroom, well, of course in the classroom, but in the assignments part, I think you can go all the way down to the Bible section and there should be a link to it there. Today for class, Rumi's gonna help me. We are going to read this book, I Am, and this is the book that we've been going through that talks about some of God's names, right? So far, we have looked at Creator, Elohim. Remember how we said that? Elohim. Kind of have to make a noise back here. You try it. What? What was that? I don't even know what that was.
Help.
Elohim.
Elohim.
I think she sounds sick. It means that he is the God of gods. He is the highest, the greatest, the best of the best. Then, last time that we read from this book, we looked at El Emet. El Emet. Actually, it's Chemet, but we'll say Emet. Oh, Chemet. That's good. That means God of truth. Well, today we're going to look at, gotta get comfortable here, right?
Yeah.
God all-powerful. God all-powerful. And his name in Hebrew is, are you ready for this? El Shaddai. You say it. No, you got it wrong. El Shaddai. You try it too.
El Shaddai.
El Shaddai. Yeah, that's absolutely right. El, the first part, means God, and then Shaddai means most powerful or all powerful. El Shaddai. So this is a promise that Rumi's going to be reading for you. Oh, good Rumi. She's going to be reading it for you. And remember, this is a book. It kind of quotes the Bible, so it's not like we're actually reading from the Bible. We're reading from a quote from the Bible. But Genesis 17:1 says this, I am God all-powerful. Obey me and do what is right. So what he says there is, I am El Shaddai. I am God all-powerful. Okay, Rumi, why don't you read? And sometimes I'll stop her so that we can explain.
Do I read this?
You read from Genesis 12 to 21.
Abraham, God said, I want you to leave the town where you live and go to the land I will show you.
Stop right there. Mr. Pause Man. I just paused. We talked about Abraham and Sarah. Remember, we lined up by the doors and we went out and we went to a land. We went all over the campus. And in the end, really, we were just around campus and we went back to our school classroom, which hashtag wasn't as fun as going to maybe the promised land. But God told Abraham, just follow me. Go to a place that I will show you. Go ahead.
I will bless you and make you great, so all the people on earth will be blessed through you. Let's pack up, Abraham told his servants and Sarah, his wife.
Pause right there. Mr. Pause Man strikes again. Can you imagine? Imagine with me, kids, that like all of a sudden, Dad comes home and says, let's go. Let's pack up. Like if I just came home from work one day and said, all right, let's pack the house. What would your first question be?
What are we doing? Where are we going?
What are we doing? Where are we going? And so what if I came home and I just packed up the house and I said, we're going. And she says, where are we going? And I say, I don't know. God's going to show us. Would that make you a little nervous?
Yeah.
It would, right? And okay, so Abraham's like, y'all, let's go. Pack it on up.
Pack it on up.
All right, so we
need our bedrolls, tents, and cooking pots, our water jugs, and lanterns. It's time for us to leave this place and go where God wants us to go. Yes, said Sarah, but where is that?
Wow, that would be tough. So Mrs. Abraham, otherwise known as Sarah, was like, well, where are we going? Can you imagine Abraham? Well, everybody say, well, Well, I don't know. Everybody say, I don't know.
I don't know.
But he trusted God. And that's what this was all about. What did Abraham say to her?
God will show us, Abraham said, and God did. God led Abraham and Sarah to the land of Canaan. Canaan. I will give you this land to your family someday, God said. But I don't have any children, Abraham said.
Yeah, because God said, I'm going to give this to your family. And Abraham's like, family? I don't have a family. I don't have any kids. Go ahead.
You will have a son, God said, and you will have a big family. Look up at the stars. Can you count them all? No, there are too many to count. This is how big your family will be, and I will give your family all this land.
Pause. Have you ever tried to count the stars? Yeah. Impossible. I've actually never tried to count.
I have.
Have you? How
Yeah.
far did you get?
I can't remember, but I'm like 1, 2, wait, I already count. Wait, restart.
Maybe you should try that. Try that one of these nights. Like, go outside with mom or dad in the evening. Go with them. Don't go without them. Stand outside on your balcony or your patio or wherever. Outside. Look up.
It's gonna be hard to count because you might count them and then count them again, and then you might have like 1,000, but it's like really that's just one star.
Yeah, the truth is, it's impossible to count. It's impossible to count the stars. But God said that's what your family's going to be like. There's going to be just a huge number of them. Okay, keep going.
Abraham believed what God said.
Woo! Pause right there. Abraham believed what God said. What do we call that? Well, it's believing, but what do you call it when you believe something? Like here, well, I'll just tell you. We call it faith. Abraham had faith that what God said was true, even though it seemed impossible. The Bible calls that faith. So Abraham had faith. Go ahead. Abraham believed what God said.
So he waited and waited and waited. When Abraham was 99 and Sarah was 90, God spoke to Abraham again. I am God, all-powerful.
Ooh, God all-powerful. What name is that?
I am.
No. El Shaddai.
Shaddai.
El Shaddai. There used to be a song when I was younger. It went El Shaddai, El Shaddai, and it went with some other names too. But so whenever I think of the name El Shaddai, I start singing El Shaddai, El Shaddai. Okay.
I am God all-powerful, he said. I can do anything. I will bless you and give you a big family. And I will give you your family all the land of Canaan. And Sarah will have a baby boy.
Pause. How old was Abraham?
99.
And how old was Sarah?
90.
90. Listen, my grandpa, I'm 41. My grandpa isn't even 90 yet, right? Abraham was already 99 and sweet little Sarah is 90 and they still haven't had a baby yet. And it's kind of impossible because when you get older, like older, you just can't have babies anymore. That's just the way it works. So they were already past the age of being able to have babies. So it was impossible. But what does God say? I am powerful. I can do anything. Wow. Let's go to the next page, shall we? Oh, you can read that part too.
God can do anything, and he keeps all his promises. Nothing is too difficult for him.
That's right. And I'm going to show you this picture before we flip. Here's a picture of Abraham and his family. They're leaving, and you see all the stars in the sky? Right? It's just like the promise where God said, look up at the stars, and can you count them? No, you can't. But that's how your family's going to be. Flip, flip, flip. There we go. All right, so God said Sarah's going to have a baby boy.
Abraham laughed. He and Sarah were much too old to have a baby now. It will happen about this time next year, God told Abraham. And Abraham believed what God said, so he waited again. 3 visitors came to see Abraham one day as he sat outside his tent under a big oak tree.
Okay, time out. Here are the visitors visiting Abraham. And do you see... There's the 3 visitors. There's Abraham sitting under the oak tree. And do you see Sarah over there in the tent? She can hear, she can hear what's going on. And that's going to be part of the story. So I just wanted to show that to you. Oh,
Right here. 2 of the visitors were angels, and 1 was the Lord. Abraham hurried to have a meal fixed for them, and while they ate, he stood under the tree and waited. Sarah watched and waited inside the tent. Sarah will have a son by this time next year, the Lord told Abraham. This time, Sarah was the one who laughed. I'm too old to have a baby, she said to herself.
Now, time out. Here's the problem with Sarah's laugh. She wasn't like, I'm too old. Like this is gonna be amazing. Her laugh, I think, actually was a laugh of unbelief. I think she went, I'm too old to have a baby. I think that was Sarah's laugh because God actually, and I don't know if it's going to say it here. It doesn't say it here. But God says to Abraham, who's outside, God says to him, why did Sarah just laugh? Right? And her laugh was a laugh of unbelief. So read it again, but this time not like, I'm too old to have a baby, but do unbelief.
This time Sarah was the one who laughed. I'm too old to have a baby, she said to herself.
No, that wasn't bad. I'm too old to have a baby. She didn't believe.
Old to have a baby.
Okay, but God.
But God is God, all powerful.
Oh, God is God, all powerful. What's the name all powerful? Don't look.
El Shaddai.
Yeah.
Well, I remembered. I just remembered the I part.
There you go.
And nothing is too hard for him. Wait, yeah. Abraham and Sarah did have a baby boy, just as God had said they would. They named him Isaac. He was the beginning of the very big family God promised to Abraham, a family that would live in the land of Canaan, and bless all the people of the world.
I love the name Isaac. Isaac actually means son of laughter. So remember, Abraham laughed a little bit. Sarah laughed in disbelief. Now, though, that the baby is born, they named him the son of laughter. And I think, let's be real. It probably does seem a little funny that like a grandma in her 90s is finally having a son. But the thing is, they had wanted a son for so long that now finally they have joy. And probably some of this laughter isn't just people looking at him going, look at that, how funny that is. But it's like, look at this. God has blessed me in my old age with a son of laughter.
She's kind of worried. She's like...
Yeah, she does look worried. Rumi says she looks a little worried in the picture.
Look at her face, like, kind of closely.
Yeah.
It looks like...
But again, that was her unbelief moment. She did not believe. All right, so what does it mean? You want to read this part?
Yeah. Have you ever tried to do something, but you didn't have the power to do it? Maybe you wanted to win a race, but your legs just wouldn't go any faster and someone crossed the finish line before you. Maybe you wanted to hit a home run, but you can't hit the ball over the fence. Some things need power to make them happen. Anyone can make a promise, but people don't always have the power to keep a promise. To do what they say they will do. Maybe your mom promised to take you swimming, but a big thunderstorm kept her from keeping her promise. Your mom doesn't have the power to stop a storm. Only God, all-powerful, can always keeps his promises because he has the power to do it, because he is God.
Yeah, only God, all-powerful, can keep his promises. God, all-powerful, what's the name?
El Shaddai.
El Shaddai. Yeah, so God is the only one who can do anything because God is all-powerful. God never gets tired. Psalm 121, verses 3 and 4 say this: the one who watches over you never slumbers or sleeps. Because God doesn't go to sleep. God doesn't need a nap. God doesn't get tired, right? God is always watching over and can do all things. And no one else has power like God's power. Jeremiah says this: Lord, there is no one like you, for you are great, and your name is full of power. So, kindergartner, we've learned that God is the creator God. He is, hold on. No. I just told you. Elohim. He He is the God above God, right? So he is the highest one, the greatest one. He is El Chemet. He is the God of truth. Chemet. Yeah, it's kind of like it. Now we've got El Shaddai. He is the God all-powerful. This is the God of the Bible, kindergartners. I hope you're having a fun time learning about the God who loves you and cares for you. And I hope you're having a great time at home. I think what you should do is stop this video and go do some silly songs with Mr. Dojro and
Rumi Dojo.
Rumi D. All right, this is Mr. Dojro signing off.
With Rumi Dojo.
With Rumi Dojro signing off. Oh, I can't do it. I can't
It's
push
on the other side.
Oh,
Let
it's
me
way
do
over.
it. I'm
Okay, you do it.
I'm more. Yeah. Bye, guys.